be basketball, football. My dad is the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather, and today I will be testing out his fight camp bag. We'll see if it's the real deal. I just like to push myself to be at whatever I do. It introduced me to boxing in 1977, and I just took it to the boxing. I love competing, and I love being the best. Fight camp is challenging me to a 4-round workout. Let's see if it's gonna be easy. Take that to me again. Take that to me again. Start me back over.
Set you back over?
Start me back over.
Start it back over.
Come on now, let's get it. Yeah, caught me off guard. I like to see you can see the punch count. So tell me about mine.
You beat the fight camp average. So this is the average of everybody who's ever taken that workout, right? So you beat that by 134 to 57, right?
I like it. Honestly, I like it. The best. You ready?
Yeah.
Well, Whoa. 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 Good job there, buddy. Oh, that's good there, buddy. See, but when you start jacking. Right. Yes, man. Well,
Fucking up. Yeah, it's good.
it's for work. Pacquiao obviously got power also.
Right.
You know, I've been in there with him.
Did you feel his power?
He's solid. He's solid.
Okay.
He's solid. Ain't nothing I ain't never felt before, but he's solid.
Right. Right.
And he felt me too. That's why he wasn't quick to run in there.
Right.
So it obvious we both
Right.
we felt each other. At the end of the day, you know, it finally happened. He got cooked.
Right.
Now they begging for a rematch. My thing is this: if you get it done right the first time, you got to do it again.
So for, I don't know, 2-3 years before the fight took place, I'd be walking down a hallway in a hotel in Vegas or standing in an airport or walking down a sidewalk somewhere, and somebody would grab me and say, "When am I going to see Mayweather Pacquiao?" And every time that happened, I would look at them and say, "What is it you expect to see? Okay? Why are you so excited about a fight, which I promise you is not going to yield combat, is not going to yield anything in the way of marketable violence, which is going to be an exhibition of one person's tremendous skill, technique, defensive capability, and is not going to be the can't miss fight that you think it is." And people would give me blank looks. Huh? You know, what are you talking about? I can't wait to see Mayweather Pacquiao. So it happened.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is ready to face Manny Pacquiao once again in a rematch set at the Las Vegas Sphere. This bout is happening more than 10 years after their first meeting in 2015, which was one of the most talked about fights of that era. Even though this second fight may not carry the same importance as the original, fans across boxing are still excited and looking forward to it. After all, it features two of the greatest fighters preparing to return to professional boxing. Both Floyd and Manny will be determined to prove themselves when they step back into the ring this September. Floyd has already started his training camp, and he appears sharp and dangerous inside the gym. Take a look at his recent sparring session at 49 years old.
You ready?
Yeah.
Work.
Everyone knows Floyd built his name by defeating every opponent he faced. His perfect defense has always been his strongest weapon. But fans don't often see what happens behind the scenes in the gym. When it comes to preparing for fights, Floyd takes things to another level. He doesn't just train his body, he sharpens his mind too. On top of that, he carefully studies his opponents before stepping into the ring. For example, before fighting Marcos Maidana, Floyd trained with 6 tough sparring partners who had a similar style to the Argentine fighter. Maidana was one of the hardest opponents Floyd ever faced. Still, Mayweather pushed himself fully in training camp to get ready for that challenge.
You know, I brought 6 different sparring partners to training camp. I've been working with some rugged guys. The guys that we used the most in training camp was the guys who emulated the same style as Maidana. You know, we wanted that same look, that same style, that same ruggedness, that same come straight ahead like a bull throwing wild shots. He got so strong, baby! To be the best, of course, you got to face the best. Maidana's one of the best fighters out there right now. I said, why not do it again? People want to see action. People want to see blood, sweat, and tears. And so this fight is going to be another action-packed fight. Let's go. Oh, you're pressing. I've been boxing a lot of rounds. My defense is extremely tight for this fight. I'm going to go out there and do what's best for Floyd Mayweather. I'm extremely hungry for this fight. I really, really want to win. We can't take too much water.
In the end, Floyd won that fight by majority decision. A big part of his victory came from the effort he puts in at the gym. He carefully studies his opponents before facing them under the bright lights. Floyd also prefers to stay quiet about the Manny Pacquiao rematch. He hasn't given any interviews about fighting the Hall of Famer again. However, some leaked training clips show that he is working hard and staying focused.
Yeah, but go ahead. Do it again. Yeah. No. Right roll.
Hey, bro. Push it, wait till help him go. Drop, drop. Walking, walking, walking. Push it. Push it. 6, 6. Push it. Push it.
Shot. Well, look at it.
You gotta know your distance.
Pull.
Push it.
Mayweather Jr. still looks sharp and in great shape even after being away from the ring for many years. It's clear that he continues to train and improve his skills despite not fighting professionally for almost a decade. His cousin, Floyd Mayweather, shared some details about his preparation. He has been helping train Floyd and recently spoke about what's happening in the gym. Floyd quickly dismissed claims that Floyd is slowing down. He said Pacquiao looks slower based on his recent fight with Mario Barrios. According to him, Floyd is still quick and capable of fighting anyone, even close to 50 years old. He also mentioned that Manny has been through many tough battles and even suffered knockouts, which may have affected his body. In contrast, Floyd has stayed active and kept his technical skills sharp, which could make a big difference in the rematch. Lou also warned Manny, saying Floyd has become stronger over time, giving him an advantage. He believes Manny will try to match Floyd's pace, but Floyd could dominate the fight easily.
Yeah, I feel like it might be a different fight on Pacquiao end. Because we've seen him in the ring. He has slowed down. Floyd hasn't slowed down. So the last fight, of course, was a high stakes chess match. I think this fight plays out as a Manny trying to keep up with Floyd.
Wow.
You know, because he is still that sharp. And I'm not just talking. He still is that sharp. It's ridiculous. And because we done see Manny been in wars, Manny been knocked out. You know, that takes a toll on the body. Even before his return, when he fought Ugas, he didn't. Or who did he fight last?
Barrios.
No, before Barrios. Who did he fight before Barrios?
He retired on Ugas.
Yeah, all right, so I am right. The Ugas fight, yeah, the loss, right? He didn't look that he looked old then. So you know, that takes a toll on the body, and Floyd doesn't really have that toll. Floyd, you know, even now we're far out. He's still cut up. And he got stronger. That's age brings strength. So he's still as sharp and he's stronger. So yeah, I see this playing as a Manny trying to keep up with Floyd, and you know, Floyd just kind of pitching a easy.
Leke was also asked for.
Lou was also asked what motivates Floyd to take this rematch, especially since he has nothing left to prove. The trainer seemed unsure and said he didn't really know why Mayweather wants this fight. However, he did admit that earning hundreds of millions could motivate anyone to step back into the ring at nearly 50. At the same time, Floyd has the heart of a fighter, which might be pushing him to accept this rematch with Manny.
Conclusion was already made in the first one, so having the rematch, just knowing, Floyd, I know that he's a perfectionist hearing you. Is that a little bit of why? Like, is this rematch a little bit more of he wants to do it in a different kind of way? What do you think the true motivation to have this rematch?
I don't know. You know, I didn't ask too many questions about it.
That's fair. I mean,
you know, we started working. Now we're working. You know, it's whatever he wants to do. I'm sure.
That's a question for Floyd.
Yeah. I'm not sure. You know, I'm sure a couple 100 million motivates anybody.
True.
But I think the same thing I think with Floyd, the same thing I think with Manny, I think with Floyd. He's a fighter at heart. He doesn't know any different. So it doesn't matter what the motivation is, you know, when it comes to stepping in the ring. You know, I think he's gonna do it to the best of his ability.
Mayweather may not need to prove anything in this rematch, but that doesn't mean he won't be fully ready. He understands how important this fight could be if he plans to return to professional boxing. More importantly, Floyd wants to protect his unbeaten record. That 50-0 record means more to him than the huge money he will earn. Lou also warned Manny, saying Floyd is taking training very seriously. Every movement in his pad work has a clear purpose that he understands deeply. He added that Floyd's ring IQ is far ahead of others, which could make things very difficult for Manny on fight night.
See, like, when they say Floyd Mayweather, even at this age, it's unparalleled.
Yes, and it's so crazy. I don't even know how to describe it. He's just that much smarter than everybody else. That's just what it boils down to. His IQ is so much better than everybody else's. Right? Everything we do on the mitts, we're doing it for a reason when we do it. And I think that's the difference between him and other fighters is if you're in the midst, if you're doing the mitts with other fighters and you stop, most of them can't tell you why we just did what we did. He can tell you everything. He can tell you the reason he stepped with his left foot before his right foot. Everything has a purpose. Yeah, so that he's just that much smarter than everybody else.
When you guys did the pad work, what did he tell you? Did he smile? Like, was he proud? Was he
Uh,
happy?
no, it was business as usual. It's like he knew what was going on. He knew what happened. Um, he knew I put the work in, so it wasn't like we went slow to kind of build things up. It was, let's go to work.
Yeah.
And that's the way I would have preferred it, right? Because I did the work. I remember when I first started, Otis had asked me, "Oh, do you want to do mitts with your cousin?" And I told him no, because I wanted to make sure that whenever it was time for us to do mitts, I had everything down, right? It wasn't going to be him teaching me from scratch. So I went through the process, right? I built from the ground up, and I made myself the best I could be, to the point to where when eventually we did do mitts, it wasn't much to say. We were just going through it. The things he says, things mostly he prefers, right? We got to do it this way because he's a perfectionist.